Hey Northwest Hills, I'm Carissa and I'm the Director of Communication and Connection here, and I'm just excited to share a little bit of my story with you. I grew up in a Christian home with awesome parents who love the Lord and showed us what it looks like to follow Jesus through the ups and downs, and we were really committed to church. We went to a great church that taught the Bible really well, and so I grew up knowing a lot about who God was, but I didn't know Him personally. I was a pretty decent kid. I don't know, you'd have to talk to my parents, but I am a firstborn, and so I grew up really valuing following the rules and hated getting in trouble, but I was missing that big piece in my life, and that was a relationship with Jesus. And it wasn't until high school when I really feel like the Lord entered my life and changed my heart. I had started thinking more about just what my relationship with Him looked like on a personal level, and started realizing that there was this chasm between who I was and where I was at with our Creator God. And I started realizing that if I died without Him, I would be in hell. I would be in separation from Him. And that really scared me. I really started thinking about eternity and what that meant for me, realizing that this information, this head knowledge that I knew wasn't it. I needed that personal relationship with Christ. And so I just started praying every night that God would save me. And I think the fact that I was praying that is a good sign that He was working in my life. But my salvation, my experience of salvation felt like it was over time. I like to say that I didn't have that Charles Spurgeon salvation moment, but rather I watched how God was changing my heart over a period of time. And as I watched that happen, I saw my motivations for everything that I did change. I suddenly wanted to dive into His Word, to know Him more personally, because I wanted to know Him, not because I just wanted to be a good student or a good kid at church. I started picking up as many books that I could read about theology and doctrine and who God was, and getting recommendations from people around me, including my dad. And my parents got me a study Bible, which was a huge step in just my pursuit of God and knowing Him and studying His Word. And I think that a word that I have really experienced throughout a lot of my life in this journey with Jesus is hungry. When Jesus entered my life, I became hungry for Him and just wanting to know Him deeper and deeper and deeper. And that is not to say that my life has been a walk in the park. I am still a sinful human being and have definitely had my moments of failure. But our God is such a gracious God, and He continues to reach out to us and invite us back into His presence. And that has been just an incredible piece of my walk with Him. And as I think about what I love most about God, it is that He is someone that we will never know everything about until we get to heaven. And the reason why I love that about God is because if we could know everything about Him right now, He wouldn't be God. I think that there's totally a challenge of not being able to wrap our heads around God entirely. I think sometimes as humans we're like, I just want to understand this piece about you. I don't understand why you did this in the Bible. But one reaction that we can have, and the reaction that I've really pursued, is just that makes me want to study His Word more. That makes me want to spend more time in His presence. That makes me want to know Him more. And it's pretty amazing to think that I have a lifetime to continue to learn more things about Him, new things about Him, grow closer with Him. And it makes me really look forward to heaven when I am going to be with Him forever. And I'm going to be perfect in His eyes and be able to understand so much more about who He is as I get to dwell in His presence. So yeah, I just encourage you that you would just be pursuing God with everything you have. I'm excited for what's next in my life. I don't know what that is, but I just want to be used by the Lord. I want my hands and feet to be His, and I just want to be humbly serving Him wherever He has me. I feel like God is teaching me a lot right now about just trusting Him and listening to Him, and so I'm just excited for what He has next. And I just pray that you would be pursuing Him too, and you would be hungry for Him, because there is nothing on this world that is worth more than pursuing God with everything you have.